Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Janelle Slade.
And I'm Jay Cohn. A solemn procession at the U.S. Capitol tonight as Americans pay their respects to former President George Herbert Walker Bush.
One of the most poignant coming from another political titan, Bob Dole, putting aside the political battlefield in the name of friendship and honor.
Mola Lenghi is at the U.S. Capitol, where President Bush is lying in state for one more night.
The family of George Herbert Walker Bush made a surprise visit to the U.S. Capitol Tuesday night to shake hands, offer hugs, and thank Americans who came to memorialize the late 41st president. Former President George W. Bush even lifted up a baby, much to the crowd's delight. Earlier in the day, former Senate Majority Leader Bob Dole was helped to his feet to stand and salute the late president. Both men are World War II veterans. Disabled Americans who benefited from the Americans with Disabilities Act that Mr. Bush signed into law were there, along with Sully, Mr. Bush's service dog. Sports luminaries like Peyton Manning and Phil Mickelson stood solemnly nearby. Outside the Capitol, a steady stream of Americans waited in long lines.
Just to be next to a president that we loved a lot. We're actually from Texas ourselves, so it was very emotional.
President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump met briefly with former President George W. Bush and former First Lady Laura Bush at Blair House, where they're staying. Visitors will be able to file past the casket at the Capitol until 7 a.m. Wednesday morning, when the former president will be transported to Washington National Cathedral for funeral services. All of the living presidents are expected to be in attendance. Afterward, Mr. Bush's body will be flown home to Houston, Texas, where he'll be buried Thursday. Mola Lenghi, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Tomorrow has been declared a national day of mourning.
Just one day before closing in honor of President Bush, Wall Street took a big fall amid fading enthusiasm for the U.S.-China trade truce.
The Dow Jones Industrial Average plunged 799 points, chalking up its worst day in nearly 2 months. The Nasdaq fell nearly 4%, while the S&P lost more than 3%.
Analysts blame the plunge on doubts over the trade truce, as well as concerns that U.S. economic growth is slowing.
Special Counsel Robert Mueller telling a federal court today that former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn should not go to jail.
The reason? Mueller says Flynn has given what he calls, quote, substantial assistance to the special counsel's Russia investigation, sitting down for 19 interviews.
Flynn pleaded guilty just over a year ago to lying to federal investigators, becoming the first high-ranking advisor to President Trump to formally cooperate with Mueller's probe of ties between Russia and members of the Trump campaign.
Former Vice President Joe Biden was in Missoula last night speaking at an event on the University of Montana campus.
And during that visit, he gave the strongest indication yet that he may run for president in 2020. Biden said, quote, "I'll be as straight with you as I can. I think I'm the most qualified person in the country to be president." In addressing his qualifications for the job, Biden said the issues facing the nation today are the same ones he's been working on for a lifetime.
Biden added his decision will come within the next 2 months, and he will make that decision together with his family. He made the comments during a book tour stop here in Montana. Well, how much did President Trump's multiple campaign visits to Montana cost U.S. taxpayers? A new report says at least $3 million. The new website Courts compiled the cost of flying the president on Air Force One to political rallies across the country this election year. It says that cost alone totaled $17 million, with almost $3 million of that attributed to the president's 4 trips to Montana. Trump visited Great Falls, Billings, Bozeman, and Missoula this year to campaign for Republican U.S. Senate candidate Matt Rosendale, who ultimately lost to Democratic U.S. Senator Jon Tester. So far, the president's campaign records show no reimbursement to the government for those Air Force One costs. The Courts report says the president's July 5th flight to Great Falls was his second most expensive campaign trip of the year, costing $1.2 million. It also says that total does not include the cost of Secret Service or other support personnel. Now, the Trump 2020 campaign did not respond to questions about reporting expenses.
Billings Republican State Representative Frank Fleming will keep his seat in House District 51. This after a recount today did not change the outcome of the race. Democratic challenger Darrell Wilson requested a recount after he trailed Fleming by 17 votes following the November 6th election. But following today's recount, Fleming's margin shrunk by 2 votes. The final tally, Fleming had 1,840 votes to Wilson's 1,825 for a final difference of 15 votes. Fleming telling MTN that he respects Wilson for asking for the recount and says he feels the process was fair. Tomorrow here in town, officials will recount the votes in the Yellowstone County race for district judge between Julie Pierce and Ashley Harada. That recount set to start at 1 p.m. Pierce requested the recount after the unofficial results showed her trailing Harada by 119 votes.
Turning to weather, Bob, we haven't seen much snow here in Billings, but that's not the case elsewhere in the state.
Yeah, we've had some pretty good snowfall amounts, but not all of our reporting stations actually measure the snow anymore. There's only like 3 or 4. You have to have people manned to do that. So here are the places that still measure the snow for us. They actually do it by hand. They actually put a ruler in the snow and measure it. In Billings, so far we've had 6.70 inches of snowfall this year. We need to be at 12.50. So we're a far cry from that 106 we had last year, which was a record-setting year. Great Falls has had a little over 11 inches of snow. That's about close to normal for them. And I should say that's Glasgow. Great Falls is at 15.10. They're actually a little ahead of normal. They're at a half an inch ahead of normal there. Missoula doesn't have the normals or their departure from normal, but I can tell you that they have measured 11.70 inches of snow, and so at least they're still measuring as well. Could see a couple of more flurries moving in tomorrow. Not a lot. We'll chat about that coming up in a few more minutes.
All right. Thanks, Bob.
Many of you hopefully are familiar with Q2's Foodie Friday segment that highlights a local eatery in our region. Sometimes while businesses are cooking up a storm in the kitchen, it turns out they're also cooking up a helping of hope for the community.
Q2's Russ Riesinger has more on how Cajun Fatties is bringing Creole caring to the Magic City.
Cajun cooking can certainly conjure up an appetite, and once a quarter, that's the only thing that patrons really need to worry about bringing to this Billings restaurant.
Today is a day where anybody can come out and they can eat and, not worry about money.
Cajun Fatties owner Ashley Robichaux came up with the idea for a pay what you can afford or pay it forward day, originally as a way to give veterans a break, but then decided to give others a taste as well.
You'll notice a lot of good southern food on the menu here that you don't normally find in Montana, like alligator, catfish, jambalaya. But you'll also notice something else. There's no price.
It's a feel-good thing for everybody. There's no prices on the menus. Nobody has to come in and feel guilty or ashamed that they can't pay. We don't even ask. They don't know what the prices are, so we just say, how much would you like to donate today?
And for veterans, there is no charge. It's on the house.
I just suggested we come here, and I wasn't even aware that this was the night that they were doing it.
I did not know that there wasn't going to be a price on the menu. I had no idea. Happy to be here and partake.
Oh, it's wonderful. These things, wow.
Shrimp?
Yeah, terrific.
And if you can afford more, then lots of people will throw an extra $5 in the pack, and that'll kind of offset whatever. I mean, we take a little loss, but the rewards are so much greater.
I've never seen it done before, but that was awesome. It's great for the veterans. It's great for the people, the ones that can't afford very much.
In Billings, Russ Riesinger, MTN News.
Thanks, Russ.
Are you hungry yet?
I'm
I can almost
hungry
smell
right
the jambalaya. If you want to take part in the next Pay What You Can Afford event, well, Ashley tells us that'll be happening in March of next year.
Coming up on tonight's 10 o'clock news, dance needs no dictionary and no translator. We meet one Montana man who's choreographing unity.
Plus, snowballs now legal in a small Colorado town, all thanks to a young boy wanting to have some fun.
And later in sports, Scott hears from Dave Dickinson in New York City, where tonight he was inducted to the College Football Hall of Fame.
You're watching MTN News with Jay Cohn and Janelle Slade. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire and sports with Scott Green. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.